Hello my friends, and welcome to this new class in your educational series, Mr. Udait Grammar Course. Today my friends, we are going to talk about conditional sentences. Today my friends is going to be part 3, because in part 1 we talked about conditional sentences in general, and we spoke about the general form of conditional sentences. We said that a conditional sentence is a complex sentence, which means that a conditional sentence is made up of two parts. The first one is the if clause, the second was the main clause. And then my friends, we said that we have 5 types of conditional sentences. They all have the same general form, and they are different in terms of the verbs, as you see here. And we said that this class, the conditional sentences class, is nothing but a real representation of what we have learned about tenses before. Let's, my friends, revise what we have taken in the first class of conditional sentences again. We talked about type 0, and we said that we start numeration from 0. And we said type 0 is used to talk about general facts and truths. And then we talked about type 1, and we said that type 1 is used for possible conditions at present and in the future. And we gave some examples, and we said that in this type of conditional sentences, we use the present simple, continuous, and perfect. And for the main or result clause, we use the future. And we talked about 4 types of future. Again, my friends, you can always go back to some classes which were allocated to discuss the 4 types of future and the present, simple, continuous, and perfect. How can we differentiate them from one another? Then, my friends, we talked about type 2, and we said that type 2 is used to talk about impossible conditions at present and in the future. And we said, my friends, that in here there is something that some people could get confused of, which is using past simple and past continuous to represent future and present. And we said that this is normal in a lot of Eastern languages, like Arabic language, like Turkish language, and like the others. And generally we use would in the main clause. After would we use V1, and we use this type for imagination. So if we want to imagine something, we use type 2. Imagine something, of course, impossible. And now, my friends, let's go and talk about type 3. Type 3, my friends, is used to talk impossible conditions in the past. One of you would tell me, teacher, impossible conditions in the past, we cannot use past simple, because we said that when we talk about impossible conditions at present and in the future, we have type 2. We use past simple. Now, teacher, we are in a big problem. You told us to use the past simple and continuous to talk about present and future. So if I would like to talk about the past, what shall I use? Which tense? Now we are in a problems. I tell you, my friends, no need to worry. As you know, when we wanted to imagine something impossible now, we used to go back one step in time and we use the past. And now here we have impossible condition in the past. So we use the past of the past. We use the past of the past. And if you remember in our classes in Mr. Udait Grammar Course, in the first stage, we were talking about grammar, specifically tenses. I taught you the differences between present perfect and past perfect. And I said that we use past perfect in order to talk about the past of the past. In here, my friends, we have the form if plus subject, then had V3. If you remember, had V3 is the form of the past perfect. Then we have subject, could, and have. So in here, my friends, we have a result which is in the past and which is impossible. And the condition of it before it, the condition of it is before it, and it is the past of the result, which is the past. The past of the past, as you see here, we use past perfect. Let's take some examples. First example here, one of my friends tells me, I was at hospital yesterday and you didn't visit me. My friend is angry because yesterday he was at hospital and I didn't visit him. So the situation happened when in the past. This is the result. I didn't come. I didn't come. So what shall I say to my friend here? I tell my friend, I swear I didn't know. I didn't know that you were in the hospital. If I had known here the past, I had known. If I had known you were in the hospital, I would have gone to the hospital. If I had known you were sick, I would have come to the hospital, or I would have gone to the hospital. As you see here, we use the past of the present simple, which is past perfect, and we use the past of would and could. The past of would and could is would have and could have. When we use have here after would and could, we are talking about the past of would and could, and we are going to discuss this matter also, my friends, in other classes, and I remember that we discussed it before while talking about tenses. Let's take another example. Yesterday, so in the past, I have yesterday, now, and I have something yesterday, and now we talk about the condition. We lost the match because Jack didn't play with us. So, yesterday we played a match and we didn't win. So I say, if Jack had played with us, it means before for example, the match was at 10. If Jack had come and played with us before we lose, if Jack had played with us, we would have won. So I'm talking about impossible condition in the past, because it didn't happen. I say if Jack had played means Jack didn't play. We would have won, it means we didn't win. So I'm giving an impossible condition for an impossible result. So the last example here in this page, the party was last night and Sarah didn't come. If you remember, this example has origins from type 2. If you remember type 2, we said that the party is now or tomorrow, and I know Sarah is not going to come in the future, or she is not now. I see here, I look, and I tell my friend, if Sarah came, means now or in the future, I wouldn't come. So what if the party was in the past and Sarah didn't come? I say the party was last night and Sarah didn't come. So I am imagining impossible condition in the past. I say if Sarah had come, of course come here is V3. It's not V1. We know the verb come, V1, present simple for example, came, V2, and come, V3, so that my students, you don't get confused. As you see here, for example, this example, we would have won, had played. This is a regular verb. And again, my friends, if you want to know the differences between regular and irregular verbs and how we add ed or we change the third form, you can go back to previous classes. And we say, if Sarah had come to the party, I would not have come. So this is impossible condition because Sarah didn't come. And this is impossible result. I wouldn't have come because I came and everything was okay. Now, my friends, type 4 is the last type and is one of the most important types because a lot of English teachers in the world, a lot of English learners don't understand the main point of this type of conditional sentences. My friends, professionally, this type, I'm talking to you now professionally, this type is used by professional speakers. If you can use this type of conditional sentences, I tell you, you are 100% C1 or C2 English speaker. Let's talk about type 4. Type 4, as I would like to call, is a hybrid conditional sentence. What do we mean by hybrid conditional sentence? Let's say that a conditional sentence, as we said before, is two parts. The first part is called the if clause, and the second one is called the result or the main clause. In here, my friend, the if clause or the conditional clause is from type 3. So we use past perfect. Why? Because it represents an impossible condition in the past. So when we have an impossible condition in the past, we use the past of the past, which is had and verb 3. But the result here, my friend, is an impossible result at present and in the future. So it is not like type 3, because type 3, my friends, talks about impossible condition in the past and impossible result in the past. But here, my friends, in type 2, we talk about impossible condition at present and the result is at present or in the future. In here, the result is from type 2 because the result impossible in the future, and the condition is from type 3 because it's impossible condition in the past, and we use had and verb 3. So, my friends, we say that type 4 is a hybrid conditional sentence because it represents an impossible result in the past, at present and in the future, sorry. It represents an impossible result at present and in the future. We use would and could, but the condition is impossible or was impossible in the past, so we use type 3, which is past perfect. Let's take an example. Here we have, my friends, an example. As you see, we lost the bus, me and my friends, we lost the bus, and we have to wait an extra hour for the next bus to come to our work, for example, to go to work. Now, my friend Jackie told me, Udait, let's go to work together. And I tell him, okay, I will wait for you at the bus station. Now, we talk together. We have an agreement. So I'm waiting now for Jack. And the bus leaves at 7, for example, 7 a.m. Okay? Now, it is 7:30 now. And Jack didn't come. The bus left at 7, and Jack came at 7:30. Here, Jack just came. So I tell Jack, if you hadn't missed the bus, we wouldn't be late. So if you came early, if you had come early, if you had come earlier, we wouldn't be late. So the result is now we are late, and the condition is in the past. So if you hadn't missed the bus, or if we hadn't missed the bus, but we missed the bus in the past, we would not be late, but we are late now. So impossible condition in the past for impossible result now. Generally, my friends, we could say another example here. We could say something about sport. There is a sport club in Turkey called Fenerbahçe. Fenerbahçe is not the champion this year. So the championship finished 1, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, and Fenerbahçe was not the champion this year. Or last year, we can say this year or last year. The most important point is that the result, now Fenerbahçe is not the champion, let's say this year. Because Udayd didn't play with them. Udayd is a professional football player, not an English teacher like me. We say, if Udayd had played in the past, if Udayd had played, here, had played, Fenerbahçe now would be the champion now. You say now. So here the condition is impossible in the past. We use type 3 conditional if clause. So the if clause is from type 3. And as long as the result is impossible at present or in the future, we use the main clause from type 2. We say, if Udayd had played with Fenerbahçe this season, for example, Fenerbahçe would be the champion now. So here Udayd didn't play. So this condition is in the past, and Fenerbahçe is not the champion now. Generally, my friends, this type of conditional sentences is very important because a lot of people don't know how to use it. Even, unfortunately, a lot of English teachers. I have met a lot of English teachers, and I ask them innocently about this type of conditional sentences, but I received no answers from them. And some of them denied even knowing that there are 5 types of conditional sentences. A lot of them told me, we know that we have type 0, type 1, type 2, and type 3 maximum. And that's why, my friends, I concentrated in this video on this form, on this type. Please, my friends, if you don't understand the point, try to re-watch the video again. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to get in touch with me. And of course, my friends, don't forget to play the Kahoot games with your students, or you students to play it with one another, and some Blue Kid games. Again, my friends, concentrate on the culture, concentrate on the psychology, concentrate on the contextual meaning of the tenses and the grammar. Don't concentrate on stupid things like do, does, he, she, it, verb, subject, verb, agreement. They are important. I didn't say they are not important. They are important. But still, my friends, if you want to speak fluently, you have to concentrate on the most important dimensions of the language, the cultural, the textual, and the psychological and social ones. Thank you, my friends. This is the end of this class. I hope I'm going to see you in the next class. Maybe we are going to talk in the next classes about unless and other alternatives of if. How we can use conditional sentences without using if. Till that day, my friends, I wish you all the best. Study hard to get better. Thank you, my friends, and goodbye.